Haunted Hollywood. Written by DQ Writer. I'd never been to a haunted house at a carnival before. I was thinking of going, but never mustered up the courage to go. This year, though, there was a new one. Haunted Hollywood. This was enough of a reason to finally go. I had managed to get a decent number of friends to join too. Me, Jonathan, Bridget, and Dave bought a ticket and waited in line. Izzy waited for us, but wasn't planning on going in. She was a bit of a scaredy cat most of the time. While we were waiting, someone dressed as Satan, complete with dark cape and pitchfork, was insulting those who went in. It was funny, until it was our turn, and he pointed out Dave's big ears, and my freckles. I felt a bit self-conscious about them, but I guess that was the point. A person in a floppy silicone Freddy Krueger mask, and surprisingly decent matching gloves, took our tickets, and we posed for a photo before being ushered inside. Don't let go of each other's hands. The place was lit with a black light, which was for the best, since there were a lot of small props on the ground. A painting on a fake wall burst open to reveal a cackling woman, which got most of us. Dave proudly led the way, talking to each of the actors in there with no concern. We heard a chainsaw in the distance, and some screams. It got our hearts pumping, and Dave ran ahead. We kept moving steadily, taking everything in. Bridget held my hand tightly. She was the second most scared after Izzy. We came to a set of hanging plastic bags, which you'd have to push through. I wasn't really feeling that though, and dropped to the ground, letting go of Bridget's hand in the process. I army crawled under, and waited for Bridget to come out before continuing. Jonathan ended up going ahead. We passed by a Frankenstein table, with electricity making some cheap skeleton props shake, and a few other sights. Finally, we came to the room with the chainsaw man. It was large, with a blood-splattered metal table in the center, and a man in a mask and bloody apron on the other side. The door was at the opposite corner of the room, which meant we'd have to get past the man. We edged closer, still frightened, even though we knew this was just a ride. Except the chainsaw seemed a little too loud and big to be a prop, and those bloodstains looked awfully fresh.
Sheriff Tammy. Written by therealkurumi. My wife Tammy is a treasure. High school sweetheart. A cheerleader, who I married at 21. She's put on some weight since then, but let's be honest, so have I. On the inside, her beauty is still there. She has a great sense of humor and is full of energy. She works nights at the hospital, gets a few hours of sleep in the morning, and then she's good to go, whether it's cleaning the house or having some fun with me. Since we don't have kids, and we do have a house out in the country, that fun can be all sorts of things. Just in case somebody else's kids are reading this, I'll leave out some details. It's like Halloween, except any day of the year. We dress up in costumes, or not, and play Let's Pretend. Good, clean fun. Today, Tammy is the county sheriff, and I'm a bad, bad criminal. She's got me dead to rights, handcuffed and hogtied, flat on my back in the grass in my tidy whities. I'm as vulnerable as a man can be, and a half-mile from our nearest neighbor. Sheriff Tammy is the law, judge, jury, and jailer. It's a sweltering hot day, and she lists my numerous dastardly offenses. She's, changing her attire to fit the local weather conditions. By the time she finishes the list, she's completely out of uniform, and it's a wonderful sight. As our pretend game heats up, I will be imagining an arrest by a certain other sheriff, but on that part, I'll exercise my right to remain silent. What she doesn't know won't hurt her. "How do you plead?" she demands, towering above me. "Guilty," I say without remorse. "Untie me and I'll do it again." She can't help but smile at that. "Well then," she says, and unzips the large duffel bag next to her. Let's see what the sheriff has in her bag of toys today. Huh. A chainsaw? "I know about her," my wife says, and starts it up.